All right, good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? 187. Thank you very much for the work. Or the lurk. I just woke up. It's been a rough night, but I've switched back to my other meds, so hopefully this helps some with the pain. Guess we'll see, won't we? In the meantime, though, we're back in some Satisfactory. Back to our black and white swamp. And we're gonna see if we can't get a little further on our nuclear power setup. I would like to start getting nuclear plants, at least the first couple, placed today. My goal is to do a couple of the nuclear plants and then be able to turn around and get the waste processing started so that I can, when everything's said and done, just fire everything up, and while I fill out the last of the nuclear plants, this can all just be running, producing what it needs to produce. Hey, Faye. Don't say nothing. Webcam is working so far. I did a test with it the other day. It's weird. I was getting a lot of audio popping and issues on while I was playing Dragon's Dogma. You know, it would the camera would freeze every couple of minutes. I was getting some weird audio popping and some weird stuttering on the game that I don't get when I'm playing without OBS. Or sorry, when I'm not streaming. If I've got OBS just running, camera stays working fine, no audio popping, no issues. But when I'm streaming, suddenly there's issues with the game. So I don't know if it's OBS related, if it's the fact that I'm streaming and it's adding more to the CPU load. I honestly don't know. So I'm kind of trying to keep an eye on it today. We'll see what happens. But we'll also see how today goes with the back. I spent the last couple days off the Lyrica they put me on. And transitioning back to the gabapentin I was on, since the doctor doesn't seem to want to fucking return my phone call about either upping my dose or whatever they end up deciding to do. So I went off the Lyrica for a couple of days, which means no, nerve pain meds, so that I could safely switch back to gabapentin, because you're not allowed to have them both. You can't do both at the same time. Mothy Danger, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. How was your stream there, Mothy? Todd Fox, welcome in. How is everything going today for you? Lands of Satisfactory. Nice. Forgive the black and white. I am in the swamp. But you joined me in the midst of working on my nuclear power build that I want to accomplish. I want to try and finish this before I transitioned to a 1.0 restart. You saw this? It looks epic. So yeah, for those just joining, we're in the swamp. One of the goals of this playthrough, exclamation rules for all of them. The challenge I set myself forth was to use all 2100 uranium a minute that's available on the map in one big build. So I've got currently 8 train stations. I have several drones coming in, making all of the products needed to start building out nuclear. Right here is the actual fuel rods. This is going to be making, in this location, the uranium fuel cells. So I'm currently setting up all the manufacturers I need for the uranium fuel cells, which is already belted up, ready to go in this direction. So we'll start making the uranium fuel rods here. The fuel rods will be going out. All of the reactors are going to be out over the water here. The waste is going to funnel into this area over here, where I'm going to process all of that waste into plutonium fuel rods and sink them. So I want to try and get this done. I've got to do all the belt work for it still, once I finish the power part of it. And then once the belts are done for this setup, we're going to go out, put in a couple of reactors, and then we're going to send the belts of waste in the direction of where the processing is going to be for the waste, and we're going to start building out the waste processing. And I want that online before I build before I fire up the all the reactors. So essentially what I'll do is I'll get all of the waste processing built out, fire things up here by, when I say fire things up, I basically mean I'll be bringing the uranium in at that point. And then I will build out the reactors while the system is running. And that will allow plenty of time for the uranium fuel cells to saturate the system. So that should be everything done here. Just starting first coal power center. Nice. All right, Jess 2K. Gonna go sleep now. Bye bye. I will do my best there, Jess, and good night to you as well. Take care. Let's get our stuff pasted. All the settings. So yeah, we're gonna I'll get the belt work set up for this. We need to bring, that's right, last time I was streaming, Mothy Danger, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I do greatly appreciate it. I had looked at the sulfur situation because we need sulfur for the sake of this, as well as sulfuric acid that we'll need for the waste processing, I believe. So I was looking at that last time. That's right. I remember now. We made a subtle change back at the main factory where I took the sulfur that was coming from the far end of the desert and swapped that for one of the drone setups so that I could easily tie that in over here instead. Yeah, that's right, because I have the Green Hills over here where I have the sulfur supply. This sulfur now can be easily brought in over here. We've got this sulfur to bring in, these two sulfur as well. And if I recall, that taps the final sulfur nodes on the map. Because I need like 30 to 3,100 or something like that. Got 6, 12, 18, 24, and then this is a pure here, which gets us another 800. So yeah, we need to tap all of that. Oh yeah, this is a lot of stuff here. This is like I said, full tilt. Full tilt on the nuclear. There's my aluminum plant just for running the nuclear stuff. This floor down here is making all of my quick wire. I'm making 14,000, just over 14,000 quick wire a minute on this floor. Up here we're making high-speed connectors, stators, electromagnetic control rods. Over here was making the crystal oscillators. Heat sinks up top. Hey, Animate Dave. Wade, good morning to you. That over there is utilizing the water from the bauxite process, the aluminum process, making my deuterium ingots. I said 8 trains coming in here. This building here is like 7,000 copper ingots a minute. Something like that coming out of here. Then over here we're making circuit boards, we're making AI limiters, copper sheets. This section here is making beacons. Wow, I need way more of those. Holy crap. Oh, that's right, because I am, yeah, that's why. Because it's teeing off to fill that setup, too. But I'm also making, AI limiters? No, what's up here? Pressure conversion cubes. So these, of course, will be needed when I get to processing the plutonium fuel rods. But in the meantime, I'm making 10.5 million points a minute. Because all of this stuff runs 24/7. It overflows everywhere I can to make sure nothing shuts down. We've got some areas of the world that don't fully run all the time, but the areas that do are basically running 83,000 power a minute. I'm producing 140,000 right now, and I've yet to get the particle accelerators and stuff online that I'm gonna need. So yeah, there's a lot going on in my world. Then of course my main factory is over that way. I did a northern forest start, so my main factory is here. I have a bauxite, or a aluminum production plant for my main factory here. Gunpowder and stuff like that's being made here. Black powder, smokeless powder. I have some factories over here. This is helping produce power over here. I'm using the Icarus refined power setup. I have my turbo fuel, which is the majority of my power, being made currently over here on the Gold Coast. I have a massive setup over here running 528 fuel gens on turbo fuel. I have a secondary aluminum plant here making more aluminum for my main factory. I have various facilities dotted across the north coast here. Train network running all over the place, all done by me. So far it's going okay. So far it's going okay. Is that Neon joining in?
Good morning.
Morning. This fucking storm. I almost went live much earlier this morning, but power kept flickering on and off, so I decided not to. Even now, I get a stinking suspicion. Oh, I'm still getting hit.
Well, yeah.
Jury's out on that so far.
Okay.
But I'm looking like there's probably about a foot already.
So the 2 feet is probable then?
Oh yeah. Blowing in fast and hard right now.
Supposed to get a bunch of rain and snow tonight.
Yeah, you can
Very much, but
piss off with your snow. Or with your rain. Alright, we need to go merger here. Hey, Mr. Vito, thank you for the hydrate and the stretch. How you doing today, Vito?
I got a janitor, and guess what's inside it?
Not going nowhere, Darius. I'm just getting up the stretch. Yeah, we'll put it right there like that. Hey, can I help you? You're standing on my mouse. Turd. Alright, let's finish up this. Then our output belts will be done. Then I get the joys of all the input belts and all of this. There's that. There, and this way what'll happen is we have 2 rows of each of these tied together to make the exact amount we need. The inputs on the setup over there. We are continuing to work on the nuclear setup, working on the infused uranium cells, which I had started last time I was in Satisfactory. Didn't finish the belting in this particular building. We're working on that now. I gotta finish the belting for this building. And then once we're done the belting on this system, we're going to go start the belting for where the nuclear will be laid out. And that's just so I can get an idea of where the belting will come across for the waste processing. And that will lead into us starting the waste processing. I won't be starting, you know, the uranium up yet. But it'll be the basis for everything. I'm gonna get the first couple nuclear reactors placed in, just to kind of mark some of that out. And it's primarily so I can tell where my waste lines are gonna go. I think I'm gonna end up with something like 3 belts of waste. Might even be more than that.